Jones.
Well, again, if you made your way out Saturday, you felt that cold air. Now, this is the last still image from the cactus cam showing a lot of that low cloud cover, those misty conditions, and a lot of that fog across the entire Concho Valley. Now, not much different than it is right now, but of course, those temperatures over the last 24 hours giving us a good idea of how much this cloud cover is keeping us the same temperature all the way down from those 40s into those 40s, and we're staying in those 40s as we level out in those 40s right now. We're looking across the entire Concho Valley because we are on the lookout for some of this severe weather to start making its way in. February getting further and further closer towards spring. 42 in San Angelo, everybody else in a combination of those mid to lower 40s across the entire region. 36 up there in Sterling City, 47 down there in Junction, 10 degrees across the entire region. And of course, we're going to continue to drop below those freezing levels. So let's get ready with the people, pets, plants, and pipes. Got it right this time, Brian, because a lot of this cold weather is going to stick around for a while. Make our way back up into those 70s and then drop right back down into those 50s. It's going to be a crazy week. Take a good look at these dew points all the way up into those 30s and those 40s across the entire region. Last week in those 50s and those 60s, while the humidity indices up near the 100% saturation point, at least in some of those regions where we're going to see some of that fog linger around tonight into tomorrow morning. But on the lookout for some of these shortwave troughs to make their way through to kick off some thunderstorm activity. Instability all across the state of Texas, but by Wednesday, if not Thursday, watching a little bit of that dry air try to fight its way in. But the pattern is shaping up for severe weather season. You can sort of see how it's trying to form off the west coast and around Tornado Alley. Upper level pattern also showing us a lot of those similar shapes we want to see for severe weather season. When we see these shortwave troughs make their way in, you sort of start to see this triangle forming, this arrow in this region, and that's where it's going to pull these two different air masses together right along this region starting in the Concho Valley. Now we have our eye on a little bit of a cutoff low, a shortwave trough going to make its way through. That'll keep us cold all week. See a little bit of prefrontal warming, then drop us right back down into those cold levels. Water vapor imagery showing us the setup that's trying to take place, but you can sort of see those early clues of severe weather season off the west coast. That'll be the next pocket of cold, dry air that'll work its way across back over the Concho Valley. And again, it's going to keep us in those 50s before we touch up into those 70s. Severe weather outlook is stretching up towards East Texas. We take you down to the surface and you can see it already trying to set up, but a whole lot of winter weather alerts across the entire northern part of the nation still. Now, we focus on the Concho Valley because we're on the lookout for some of these overnight thunderstorms. Of course, the radar right now is showing you where they're stretching from the southwest off toward the northeast, but the Futurecast is going to show you how we're still going to deal with a lot of that reduced visibility. Take your time out there, pretty slick roads. Now, here comes the first wave by tomorrow morning, then it clears out by tomorrow afternoon, by tomorrow evening. We start to see a little bit more of this activity around that overnight hour around Robert Lee down to San Angelo and Ballinger, looking pretty severe. Then it pushes off towards the east very quickly, and then things sort of clear up by Wednesday. But by Thursday, all that cloud cover starts to push its way back in, and so we're on the lookout for more severe weather. But take a good look, shades of pink, so we're on the lookout for some of those icy conditions. So tonight, going to drop back down into those chilly levels, into those 40s, looking out for some of that light rain. Then tomorrow, on the lookout for some of those early morning thunderstorms, then things start to break up. But then again, on the lookout again for some more thunderstorm activity. We continue to level out in those 50s. Only 5 days to go until Valentine's Day, but we're seeing some below freezing temperatures. We try to warm up by the weekend, but as we get closer to that third weekend of February, President's Day, we're still hovering around those 50s and those 60s, while those overnight lows stay around those freezing levels. Stay tuned. I'm Bob the Rake. You're watching KSAN News at 5.